So, the iPhone 6s was first released in September 25th of 2015, and it went from iOS 9.0 till the latest of iOS 15.8.8, which was apparently last released in May 11th, 2026, which is quite surprising considering how this device was released in 2015. And it features the Apple A9 processor with 2GB of DDR4 RAM. Now, I paid for this device $18. The seller said that the phone comes with one issue, which is the Touch ID not working. I suppose it's because maybe the display was replaced or just the Touch ID stopped working because of a software update. And it's finally here. The seller also put some pictures that show damage on the rear of the device, which look like some kind of chemical damage. But yeah, with that, I think it's about time we dig into the package. Now, while I dig into this package, this is from the editing. I am re-recording this whole video because the audio quality just sucks. So the phone was quite well packaged, I'm gonna say. The owner also luckily included a phone case. This one is for apparently a 6G and 6S. I don't know what's a 6G. Could it just be the gold version? Well, whatever. It also comes with a screen protector. It does look quite cheap, but we will use it later probably. So for the phone, well, let's take off this case and see how bad it is. Wow, so the damage does appear to be worse than I imagined from the pictures. But I think overall the phone looks quite nice. I will just give it a clean because maybe it will come off. Yeah, no, it's on there pretty well. So yeah, the phone looks, after cleaning, well, it looks mint, especially on the screen side. I think it's time we try to power it on. Maybe it still has some charge from, well, the previous owner. Yeah, I know the phone's dead. Let's plug it into the power bank. Well, so far the phone hasn't even shown any signs of life. Oh yeah, there was signs of life. My polarizer just cut it out of the video, but so far it's only been boot looping, which could be a bigger issue. Yeah, it just keeps boot looping. Maybe I just have to use a different charger. Yeah, so I left it to charge for a few minutes and, well, it's still boot looping and it shuts off right as I turn it off. Maybe the battery is just fully flat and I just have to, well, charge it for longer, maybe at home. But yeah, it looks like we will have to return to this device at a much later time. Well, this truly is a terrible start. Yeah, so this is day 2 of having this iPhone with me. So far, I've tried charging it home, but this dumb thing is fully dead. I think the battery is just dead. So, as you can see, I managed to get it into recovery mode, which asks for iTunes, but that's the only thing it wants to show. It still shuts off as soon as you unplug it. Yeah, see? It's dead. So it's time to dig into the phone. This phone cost me an extra $12 because the battery was $12.50 and the little suction cup thing was $12.40. No, it was 49 cents. And this turns out to be more expensive than I wanted to be, and an unwanted repair. This is the first time I will be repairing a phone, so hopefully I do not screw anything up. Cue the time lapse. So it turns out that the device was previously worked on, the battery is completely toast. The owner didn't mention any of that, especially the fact that, well, the screen was replaced, that's why the Touch ID doesn't work. The battery is well cooked, you could say. It wasn't even plugged in once I opened it up, so I suppose this phone was worked on by the previous owner. Yeah, so the phone turns on, but it still shows that I need to fix it on iTunes. No, so I need to reset it. So the phone works now, of course, because the battery is new, but it still shows that it needs to be restored through iTunes. I thought you could just do the exit out of recovery mode, but this is restore, not recovery / whatever you call it, DFU mode, I think. So I think I have to just get it home and restore it with my MacBook. Let's also re-add the screen protector because I want to use it on this phone, but it looks like either dirt got into it or the screen protector is just terrible. It doesn't stick back. You know, I think I'll get rid of the screen protector. I don't need it. And wow, that broke easily. This thing was the cheapest screen protector ever. I don't think even AliExpress could have something this bad. But yeah, I think I will dispose. Okay, there's glass everywhere now. This was stupid. I probably shouldn't have broken it. Hopefully I don't cut myself with the glass shards. Yeah, people just don't break screen protectors if you don't want to get. Yeah, so I think I will return to filming once I'm back at my MacBook to show the iTunes Restore feature. The restoration process was super slow. It failed first time with a hardware error, which was probably caused by the USB port. I was using the second one, then I switched to the main one I used just for charging the MacBook. But the restore finally went through. And once it finished restoring, it went to iPhone lock to the owner, which was quite shocking because the seller said that it's not iCloud lock. We will return to it once I'm done checking out what the hell is with this iCloud lock. Alright, so it's the next day. This phone has been so far hell. So the iCloud lock / iPhone lock to an owner, turns out the language selection was for Germany, so I suppose this motherboard is also secondhand. No, so this whole phone is a project of this previous owner, I think. And he bought probably the cheapest motherboard he could find, which is maybe from a German eBay. The battery also now is at maximum capacity, which is great, but turns out I got sadly the lowest storage model, which is only 16 gigabytes, which, well, sucks for me because I was gonna use it for local music, which I would sing from my Apple Music, I guess it's now, or still iTunes. I've also been using it for, well, Spotify, a local shopping app, and timetables for transportation. And so far, the phone has been working amazing. The cameras are also, well, somewhat high. I wouldn't say high quality, I would say they still pass today's usability. You could still use them. The one issue is that I tried to download TikTok on this thing, but once it was finished downloading, I couldn't get into it because it kept crashing. And another issue is that volume buttons do not work, and the mute switch, as you can see, I can turn it off, but I can just never turn it back to being muted. And maybe it's just disconnected, so I guess it's time to do another repair time lapse. Alright, so it's time to turn it back on. I hope the repair did something, otherwise it just risks the phone again for nothing. Wow, okay, the error for Touch ID now appeared. It didn't appear the first time. It didn't show up once I restored the iPhone again, which is strange. And oh, the sound switch kind of works now. The volume still doesn't work. And wait, okay, so I guess the mute switch doesn't want to work anymore, which I would have loved for the volume buttons to work so I can listen to music more easily and for the mute switch to work. Otherwise, during my at-home use, the phone used to spam the mute switch on and off again, which caused it to vibrate just randomly even throughout the night, which is probably the worst thing you can imagine for a phone to do. Well, I guess that's kind of it for the phone. One issue, well, I guess two, because, well, the Touch ID doesn't work and the back was scratched up. But, well, there's four. One was the Touch ID volume/mute. The iPhone was, I guess, locked and the battery was dead. I had to replace it myself, and that comes out to four issues, which I guess, which of only one was mentioned. No, well, two, because the back and the Touch ID. But the volume button's not working, I did not expect, and that the battery I had to replace myself. But yeah, so far I think the phone is pretty alright. It's usable. Some apps don't work. Most apps are still usable, just like, well, my music, shopping, and transportation. What sucks is, well, the storage being 16 gigabytes, which is not enough nowadays, and, well, it's at the last of software updates. I thought I could maybe install one of the beta versions, because my iPhone 12, which is my main phone, is on iOS 27 developer beta, and I thought maybe this phone could have a higher version so I could use all newer apps, but so far I think this concludes on how not to buy an iPhone 6s in 2026.